General networking, network fundamentals, connecting a router to the internet. Yes, it is time to go online. I am going to use a Linksys WRT54G, a really nice box that, by the way, you can flash with another firmware and add a lot of features to this box. We will use a standard image that arrived with this router, and we are going to connect it to the internet. To remind you, that is a Linksys router that is connected in my network. We have a WAN port that is going to be connected to your ISP, Internet Service Provider. And then you have 4 LAN ports. It's a switch. It allows you to connect up to 4 devices. Or what you can do, you can take a switch, connect it to one of the ports, and that will give you even 48 additional ports. In my case, what I did, let me remove all these things. I took port number, I think 4. It's connected to the management PC, and then I took a cable and connected it to my router, and this router is connected to my ISP. That's absolutely fine. We'll get an IP address from my existing router. It is more than enough to browse the internet here. Of course, if that was my edge router, I would connect it to the ISP directly. I am connected to the management laptop. Let's do CMD, check the IP address. ipconfig. Okay, that's a good sign. We received an IP address, and that is our default gateway. It means our router. That's what we have to type in Internet Explorer or Firefox to browse to it. Let's try then. 192.168.1.1. Okay. Default passwords is admin, admin, admin password, admin no password. In this case, it was admin, admin. Sometimes it's admin 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can always Google it, or it can be printed on your router directly. Do you remember what we have to do first? Change your password. Let's do it then. Here I can enable HTTPS. That's a good idea if I want to manage that from the internet. Let's save the settings. It will ask for my new password. Do you remember one more thing that we'll have to do? Very good. Wireless. This router will give you open network. It means that security is disabled. We'll enable WPA2 personal. That's what you want to go. WPA2 enterprise radius, you need a dedicated server. In most cases we go for WPA2. And our password. Whatever you want, I will use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not the best password. For this test environment, it will do. Oh, I'll show you one website when we talk about passwords. It's really nice. Not sure if you've seen it. I should be able to browse the internet, by the way, straight away. Because I am connected to the internet. Am I? Okay, let's check the status. Yes. That's my DNS. Should be able to browse the internet. As we go. This laptop is really slow. Okay, how secure is my password? A really nice website. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Take a look. Not a good password. If you just add, I don't know, capital Q, it will make it much better. You should still avoid 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's really funny, I use this website to see how big a number can get. Take a look, the biggest you can get is really crazy. You just keep typing stupid things, just press. I can't even pronounce that, but I just kept pressing. It will show you infinity. Yeah, and now you go back a few times, and that is the maximum this application can show you. That's a pretty long password. Okay, let's go back to our router. Remember the first two things, yep? Password for our router and password for wireless. That is done. Now we can tweak that and see what's going on. As you noticed, I'm connected to the internet. How is it possible? Well, you don't really need to do anything. This router will ask for an IP address from my ISP. That's how it's set up by default. If you go to status, you will see that, yes, I received an IP address from my ISP. I received the default gateway and even DNS service. That's why, thanks to that, I can browse the internet straight away. In most cases, that's what will happen if you have a cable broadband connection. If you have an ADSL line, then you might be required to put a username and password. In most cases, that's the only thing that you will have to change. What else? Not sure if you remember, we can tweak our DHCP server. Here we can say disable, enable, it all depends what you have in your network. You can change the DHCP pool and specify the first IP address and number of IP addresses you want. I would lower it to 20. Okay. Make sure that firewall is enabled. Yes, it is. That's a good thing to check. In administration, we can enable web access. Yeah, it is enabled. HTTPS is enabled. Remote management. Here you can specify a port that you want to use. 8080 HTTPS enabled. Here, save settings. Of course, you can go for HTTPS only and say, be careful with that. If there is a problem with a certificate on this router, it's not going to work. It is a good idea to test it first before you go and apply these settings. I want to show you diagnostics as well. As you can see, you can do ping, a very basic tool still. Let's ping google.co.uk. Ping. Sometimes you will have to wait, it will not show anything on the screen. You have to be patient and it should produce, okay, that's okay, 7 milliseconds. Just this laptop is slow, that's the only problem. And you can do traceroute. It means you can see how this message travels around the network. Let's try the same, google.co.uk, do traceroute. And you can see all my hops. That's one of my routers, then the second router. Then it's my firewall. When you see something like that, it's a firewall in most cases. It means that there is a firewall. Firewalls don't like traceroutes. They will not report themselves. Okay, traceroute complete. It arrived at google.com.co.uk in this case. That's how you connect a router to the internet. Thank you very much.